I'm good.
Okay, I just want to make sure. I'm just going to connect this to the next
Mm-hmm.
part. Continuing on.
That's a Psyduck. I water does not do well against that.
Oh, you're fighting
Yeah,
that Psyduck.
I can backlog quite a few episodes because AJ is currently reading in the room.
How nice. What is she
No,
reading?
dude. Probably let me look at the stuff. I think she's reading one of the things we got on the 7th, I want to say. Because I got her, dude, like, one of, I think, like, the cutest things she does is whenever I bring her into a bookstore, like, or bookstore, really, Barnes & Noble is the only one. But I bring her in there, and she's like a fucking kid in a candy store. It is adorable.
I can see that. Astrid gets very excited. She likes, because Astrid's, she's Mexican, and she's got some traditional Mexican in her because of her family. And traditional Mexican culture. So she likes going to, like, witch stores and stuff like that. She gets very excited going into these types of places.
Like Wiccan shops?
Yeah, like, she likes the incense.
Oh, I love incense. She and I would get along great.
I cannot... Like, incense is too powerful for my nose. Like,
yeah, see, AJ doesn't like them either. I have to sit outside on the balcony and burn them.
I've learned to deal with it, but, like, I generally... It's very hard for me to breathe, like, especially because the closer I am, the harder it is, obviously.
Yeah, like, because she hates the smoke.
Yeah, I think that's more what it is. Like, the smells can be pretty strong, too, because incense has a very particular smell.
Yeah, it's very easily identifiable.
Yeah. Like, once you smell incense, you kind of can't forget it. And you can try to make them smell different, but at the end, they have the same base smell.
Does Astrid have a favorite kind?
You'd have to ask her. I don't know. She gets a bunch of different ones.
I find I am partial to one called Fresh Rose.
I don't know. She gets these ones that like have all the spiritual stuff attached to it. Like one that's like, burn this for luck, burn this for love, burn this for family, burn this for friends.
Oh yeah. I had candles for a while that did that, and I pretty much burnt those things down to the base at the beginning of this year.
Candles I don't have a problem with. They're not as potent.
Like, I don't know what I did to knock my chakras out of whack or what the fuck happened, but, like, the beginning of this year was just sucker punch after sucker punch.
I think it was just going for 2020. I feel like that was like that for most people. I don't think it was just you.
Because the business arrangement with the bait shop went south. I'm still, still trying.
I was gonna say, did you get that money back?
No, actually, I'm still waiting for, like, it's gonna happen. Because, obviously, I'm not gonna just let this man fuck me out of $10,000. But I need his investor to finish his divorce.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, dude, get this shit. Apparently this guy was married to the heiress of, like, Exxon or something.
The gas company?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah, she's I think, like, the daughter of the guy who owns that. So...
Wow, that's a loss.
Yeah, actually, it's kind of a gain for him, because he's getting a shit ton of money when it goes through.
Oh.
But anyway, after the divorce, he's moving down to Galveston, and he is the one who is going to buy me out of my investment.
Alright, so... Just gotta wait for that to get through. Divorce is a pain. It takes forever to get through. I don't know if
I will take your word for it.
Yeah, I know you haven't experienced it. I know Deadlock hasn't experienced it. I have.
Don't want to.
Yeah, no, it's not. I mean, if older now, it wouldn't be as bad for you. But for something I went through when I was younger, it is very difficult and is a very long process.
I don't know. Deadlock seems to be a man who really appreciates his routine. I feel like a change that drastic would not be well received.
Well, you're not wrong. I agree with that. Sorry, Deadlock. It's the facts.
None taken.
Well, it wasn't. I didn't say no offense. I just said sorry. If I said no offense, then okay.
The sorry was insinuated.
Well, either way.
Okay, I now have a Shinx.
Oh.
Congratulations, we're already almost in the next town.
Well, he took his time. Listen, we're in no rush. I'm happy
That's
just
fair.
to be.
Yeah,
I'm just happy to be doing this.
He's probably
generation.
actually going to be over leveled above us.
I'm getting till about maybe 10, and then I'm moving forward.
Yeah, I mean, my lowest thing is Starly, and that's because I'm not entirely sure if I'm going to keep it on my team or not.
I'm probably not keeping Starly.
Yeah, offhand, I don't see the need to really catch much else this early on, because Turtwig's going to be a decent grass type, Shinx is going to cover all of those, like, all
And you
things
already
forward.
have two much later game threats.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, Ghost is immune to most of the early moves that are going to be used against us, and then I've got the Dark type nuke in the back.
Oh god, I keep forgetting. I forgot how often Barry shows up in the beginning of the game.
It's
He doesn't. He's just standing out in front of the gym, so he's not bothering me. But like, God, go away.
Doesn't he bother you when you come out?
Maybe.
Like, I feel like this is one of the things where the guy tried, like the rival started to accost you and ask you for a battle after each gym.
Yeah, this is kind of where it started, which again is one of the negatives of this generation.
See, I don't remember a lot about this generation, so I guess
it's not like
I'll admit it's been a while since I've done this.
He does it more in the beginning than he does later in the game. By the way, I'm going straight to. All right, so actually, I'm not gonna go too far ahead just because I don't know.
You can't go straight to him yet.
No. Well, I know where he is, so I can go to where Rourke is to get him. Oh, can we do the under? Ah, I doubt it. But I was gonna hope it.
Yeah, I was just about. We don't get to the underground to the second gym.
Well, I don't even know if we're gonna be able to do that. That might be one of those things that they don't have.
It might be. We don't know.
I hope.
Maybe it's just a product of my childhood, but I can't hear the name Rourke anymore without thinking of the bad guy from Atlantis: The Lost Empire.
I did not watch that movie, so I cannot.
Surprisingly good.
No, I know.
It's been way too long.
There's this guy I watch on YouTube. His name is Saber something. I can't remember. He basically reviews like weird animations and stuff, and basically a bunch of animated movies and stuff. It's usually like furry, like weird stuff that's like basically furry stuff, or
so like animated Disney Robin Hood furry, or
more like kind of like that, but CGI and gross.
Oh, so significantly more yipping.
Yeah, but he's mainly talking about like the actual stuff behind it and like why stuff is over sexualized. And it's like the sheer fact that I know what yipping is bothers me. There's nothing. Once you know, you can't forget. That's unfortunately one of the realities.
And my brain is unfortunately one of those ones that retains shit like that.
Yeah. I think his name's Saber Spark. I don't remember, but he goes over a bunch of things. And what were we just? Someone. Oh, he mentioned that because he was talking about Lilo and Stitch in one of his recent episodes, like the original movie.
Mm-hmm.
And he was saying how well it like holds up and how well it does because it's realistic but still fun in certain ways, and makes like Lilo and her sister Nani like some of the best Disney characters just because of like
how human they are.
Yeah, exactly. Like
because their situation is one that a lot of people deal with.
Yeah. Like, well, maybe not a lot of people because like the older sister trying to keep the family together, like, but.
Well, the older sister trying to take care of the younger sister after the parents die.
Yeah, like it was and basically it goes into that. So like if ever the chance, look into some of Saber Sparks. I think it's Saber Sparks videos. That's an advertisement to him.
Yeah, the problem that Atlantis had at the time, like I saw it when it was released on home media. I never saw it in the theater. But the problem it had is it was basically riding the tail end of the Disney Renaissance. So it.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
that's the
like
same thing he was saying in his videos. That's kind of like what I was kind of trying to get to, but I forgot the point.
Like that golden age of animation as far as the company was concerned. Atlantis did a lot of experimenting with CGI back when it was still relatively new to those movies, and it was not very well received. Like right on the heels of the Disney Renaissance.
Should we wait for Chris Deluck, or should we just go?
I have no idea.
I'm kind of just grinding right now. What are you guys doing?
We are in Orberg City.
Huh.
Yeah. I already have both my guys at level 12. What about you, Zach?
My Elect Kid's level 9, and then my Chimchar's level 12.
It sucks that my Duskull's main offensive move can't fucking hit most of the stuff I'm up against.
Yeah. Oh, that. Oh,
Astonished.
So for all the good you get.
It's not astonished, believe it or not. It's Shadow Sneak.
For all all the good the Absol gives you, the Duskull just takes it away.
Yeah, that's the detriment. Misfortune is a fucking nuke. Notorious RIP is a pea shooter.
A pea shooter with like steel plating.
I was gonna say a pea shooter that's capped at the end.
It's a notorious RIP shooter.
That implies it can hit something.
Oh, it can hit.
I should say that implies that it can get hit.
Literally, my only two attack options are Shadow Sneak and Pursuit, and Pursuit friggin' sucks if your opponent is not trying to run away.
Yeah.
It's still base 40 power, which isn't too bad.
See,
That's
I think they nerfed that early on because Giga Drain is supposed to be one of the best grass type moves, and Turtwig had to two hit most people.
Wait, Turtwig
Well-
already has Giga Drain?
well,
Or
yeah.
it's the exact thing.
I gave him a TM. Which reminds me, let me see. Can I give anyone?
I mean, is this a generation where it was base 60 power?
And that was when Deadlock took his Piplup back to Hoenn and taught it Surf.
No, I'm not doing that.
Well, technically, I guess Empoleon more physical or special?
Special, actually.
Yeah, it's special. I think its physical's not too far behind it.
It's not too far behind it. It's a very well-rounded
Yeah.
static Pokemon.
Yeah, I think it's mostly.
But it's more in special. It's more in like.
Yeah, I think it's special attack and special defense are its two highest stats.
It's special attack and it's both its defenses are actually pretty close. Like even closer than the attack stats.
I just want to check out Electivire's stat line.
It's a physical raider.
I know,
Like
but
a
I just want to look like is its physical so far ahead that it doesn't warrant using the special. Special's not too bad. 95 is not
It was
bad.
far enough ahead to warrant me having only physical attacks on Big Sur.
Yeah, it's far enough ahead to prioritize it, but you can do special.
Yeah, I mean it's kind of the same way with Empoleon. Of 111 for special attack, 86 for physical.
Yeah. See, that's a little
It
less.
falls into the Typhlosion paradigm. You could do either or.
Yeah, I hope they add Gen 2 sooner than later, but I know it's going to be forever until they do.
I mean, how long
Probably.
did it take for them to finally get to platinum?
Dude, and they said they have no plans of adding any more things at the moment. It's like, bullshit. You know you gotta add more.
You know you gotta add at least Johto.
Yeah, like Johto would be great. I fucking love that.
That would be your area, like both of you guys over mine. I don't know.
I mean, I'm not that big a fan of Johto, but I can see why people like it.
Listen,
Yeah,
I'm
I
just-
love Johto. 'Cause
Yeah.
Johto was my dojo growing up.
Yeah, that was like 2 and 3 were the two I kind of like. I played a little bit of 2, but I couldn't read, so I didn't get very far. And Gen 3 I skipped.
The original releases of the second generation games, I was kind of because... Oh, not because, I thought 100 new Pokemon, that's awesome. Oh, new region, great. Oh, cool, I get to go back and do all the shit that I did before, great. I feel like we've had this conversation at the beginning of the Hoenn thing, but Gen 3 was my favorite because it was the first game that my brother, at that point, he was old enough to where he and I could actually play Pokemon together.
Right.
So I got to be the knowledgeable Oni-chan for that one.
What are we going to do on the ground, Oni-chan?
Oh, for fuck's sake.
As a nod to TFS, but I know what I implied.
Though, speaking of, what are your thoughts on DBZA being over?
I'm disappointed, but you know what? They did say, like, hey, this might be the end. This might not be originally. They did say that they were going to continue on. Then when I saw the post about... When I saw the post a while ago about the BoJack movie being canceled, I was like, it's over.
Yeah, see, I kind of figured that's where they were going once they decided they weren't doing BoJack. But at the same time, I'm not disappointed. Like, episode 60 was presented as a nice little wrap-up. They did it good. And like, I used to have a thing, like, thank God, if you search for it now, all the old videos are probably taken down, so nobody can find it. But I understand what it's like to have all the passion removed from a passion project.
Yeah, so, like, I'm not disappointed because... I mean, I'm disappointed because it's ending, but not disappointed the way it ended.
Yeah, you're basically sad that there's not going to be any more.
Yeah, that's all it is, because they do good work. They're all hardworking guys.
Be sad not that it had. That
Kieran
it's over.
is, I think, 46 weeks sober or something like that.
Really?
Something like that. He posts every week. He posts on Twitter saying he's this many weeks sober. So good for him.
What was his poison?
I think alcohol.
Ugh.
I think he was an
What is it?
alcoholic.
Huh. Well, yeah, good for him then.
So good for him. He looks much better. Lanny, I think it's Lanny.
Dude, Lanny did the One Punch Man workout for a while.
and he's still exercising. He says he's still
The
not
shit
where.
ton of weight.
Yeah, he's still overweight. He says. I'm not sure. I don't know what he weighs.
Wants to be yet, but he's getting there.
He's getting there. So he's still overweight, but he's doing his best. And you know what? I can respect that.
Yeah, he's significantly happier with himself than he was like 2 years ago.
And probably significantly healthier.
Oh yeah. Yeah, because he did a thing for a while where he was he was posting or taking videos while he was doing his 10K run every day.
Yeah.
And like about maybe 15 days in is when he actually where his body started to acclimate to it. That's when he started actually feeling better, having more energy. He actually used to look like he now looks forward to taking Mr. Steak for walks.
That's right. That's his dog's name or something, right?
Yeah, he named his dog after the Meganium from the Nuzlocke.
Dude, that's great. I think that particular Nuzlocke was their best.
I think so too.
Let's see. I'm looking at all my TMs. I don't really have anything I can really use right now. Like, I have Psychic and stuff, but nothing particularly useful.
Is there something in particular you need? I might have it.
No, like, I'm just kind of looking and seeing, like, if anything... I don't know, because I don't know what I want to do with Chimchar, because Chimchar's, or Infernape's stats at the end are pretty flexible. So he can do both physical and special. I just don't know what I want to do with him yet.
Yeah, speed is going to be his big breadwinner.
Yeah, well, I mean, his attack stats are not anything to scoff at either.
Oh, trust me, I know. Where?
That's why he's This is the generation of powerhouses, honestly. Like, the starters are, like, this whole generation is just powerhouses.
Yeah, it's kind of disgusting.
There's very few final evolution Pokemon that are, like, bad in this gen.
So this Shinx is going to be a physical attacker. That sets me back a little bit.
Yeah, that's what,
Yeah, I know Luxray has a higher attack than special attack.
And its speed is not the best.
Yeah, I wholeheartedly intend to replace this thing with something better at some point.
I really wish it had the one ability, the equivalent to Guts for speed. I really wish it did.
That would be nice.
Because there is something like that. I forget what ability it is, but it would just make it so much better. All right, I'm going into the caverns.
Oh my gentle Jesus, this is gonna take forever.
I was just gonna say.
Are you okay there, Chris?
I was gonna say bring him to Orberg, and I was like, wait a second, that's all rock and ground types. Don't bring him into Orberg.
Cass, get inside.
Oh, that's right. Electkid knows low kick.
Yes, he does.
Never mind. It doesn't work too well on Geodudes.
I mean, Geodudes have high physical defense.
No, I don't really have any better options right now. My team right now is terrible for fighting rock and ground types.
I mean, advantage to picking the right starter.
No. It's not really picking the right starter, it's just a starter. Regardless, one of us is going to get Chimchar, so...
I feel like Gens 1 and 4 kind of rewarded you for picking the grass or the water option.
Yeah. But,
to be fair, a lot of them other ones did too, because... Well, I mean, like, even Roxanne was a rock type out of the gates.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah,
but
that's
I'm
right.
saying, like, especially Gen 1, like, that Bulbasaur carried you on its back while doing push-ups in that game.
Yeah, Bulbasaur was like the sediment of average. And again, I know that you guys don't care as much for the competitive stuff, and I don't really either, but when Venusaur is the best competitively of the three, that does say something.
Well, it's not that I don't care about it competitively, I just don't give a shit about the meta.
Okay, that's fair. But still stating, I think that's still something to be proud of for Venusaur.
Like, I look at well, like, what was I forget what year it was, where pretty much every competitive team had like the same 6
months. Oh, that was Oraz. You're talking about with Omega.
Years of legendaries.
Yeah, the primals.
Yeah,
that was a mess. That was a mess.
I mean, like, you guys have battled me several times. You know that I only pack the mons I like, and I try to get creative with it.
Yeah. And again, I wish Gens past 6 did better with their training, because 7, you couldn't really EV train. You could, but you had to do the old method of doing it, which is a pain. And then Gen 8, it's the same thing, essentially. You have the EV training method for when they reach level 100, but you don't have the IV training or whatever.
Huh.
So, I don't know. I don't know why they did that.
It's like they shot themselves in the foot, because like, at that point, you're just encouraging Genners.
Yeah, but...
You just gave them, like, this whole convenient new way of leveling and just getting Pokemon right, and then you just take it away.
Oh, people get so mad about Genning now. I'll go on Twitter. I still follow Duncan knee deep.
Well, statistically, I suppose somebody has to.
Well, Just because sometimes it's funny because sometimes he does say some stuff that's true, and I just do like seeing stuff. But I also like keeping up with Pokemon stuff, and he.
Oh, I don't like. You will never hear me say that the man wasn't entertaining. And I enjoy British euphemisms and British humor. He just got too full of himself.
He did.
If I wanted pride,
I honestly think that's just part of his persona at this point. That's just like that's just kind of how he is.
He's gonna find this episode and call me out, just trying to make, and I'll be like,
let him fucking do it.
You're a low-class YouTuber. You honestly think he's...
First of all, rude. Second of all, if
Shots
anything,
fired.
shots fired by my own teammate.
Friendly fire.
And here I was about to say, if I wanted to deal with pride, I would keep gaming with Deadlock.
There you go.
Yeah,
What's the quote from Red vs. Blue?
Which one? There were several.
One of the original, the team killing fucktard one.
Oh, you shot church, you team killing fucktard.
Dude, I might go back and rewatch original Red vs. Blue at some point.
But real talk though, let him say something. You've got a ninja that you can mail order right to his British ass.
Well, it doesn't matter. He also like, it would give me more exposure.
It really would. You would basically be like Hobson dissing Soldier Boy.
Yeah, there's literally no negative.
No. In responding, he would validate you.
But anyway, back to the Jennings thing. A lot of people are mad about it, and again, he's how I find out about it. Because they're like, it's not fair. Like, these are Pokemon that you didn't work for, blah, blah, blah. It's like, well, you can still get them in the game. It just requires a lot more work.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's basically, at the end of the day, just time saving.
Yeah, and they banned, like, Gen Pokemon in competitive, which I'm like, alright, you know what, that's fine. I get that.
Well, honestly, at the very end, even if you can't use them for, like, actual tournaments, it at least give you so much insight into how they would actually work and function.
Yeah, so that's why I'm like, it's
months and months trying to get it to one right, and then realize, oh wait, this set is garbage. We need to rework it.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, it's personally, I don't agree, but it's fine. I understand.
Mm-hmm.
Especially when it comes to getting the perfect IVs. Dear God.
Again, especially because they went back to the old way and made it more difficult. IVs, not IVs. The IVs, that's what the level
EVs,
100.
though, definitely.
Yeah, the
well,
EVs.
That's also a tried and true example of just people playing the game differently.
Yeah. I
mean, fuck, games like Monster Hunter, perfect example. Like, we all have a different method, like, by which we play. Pokemon, same thing.
Rourke just disappeared. Rourke just... Fuck. I hate this guy's name.
Use your words.
I am, I just can't put him correctly. Rourke just walked into a crate and disappeared. Zubat's here. I do not want a Zubat, though. Thank you. Yeah, Monster Hunter...
I don't know.
The thing about Monster Hunter is we can play differently, but we can also play the same. That's the nice thing. It's a flexible game.
Mm-hmm.
Hoping... Because I was talking to Deadlock about this earlier, Chris. I was like, I don't know how much longer this game's going to go, because like every time I think it's going to be done, they add more stuff, but they don't add a whole lot, so then we're immediately caught up.
What is that, Monster Hunter World?
Yeah. Because that's what I was saying, like every time they add something, it's nice, but we do it immediately, and then we're pretty much caught up right away.
Yeah.
So it's like, alright, the game's, in terms of, for late players, the game's coming to its end. Like, we're kind of at the game's end.
Well, I mean, a 2-year run, that's not terrible.
No, that's not. That's really good, especially for essentially a new IP.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's a new in the series. New in the series. They did a lot different. Their scope was much bigger now than it was before.
Mm-hmm.
To be fair, they moved it away from just like... I don't know, maybe. I don't know. Never mind.
Well, I feel like for their first, like, actual high-definition title, they did a good job.
I can tell... Again, I have the game design background now, so I know, I see all the stuff. So, from a player level, it's a lot different. But from the developer level, I'm looking at it, so I'm like, holy shit, this is a lot more complicated than it was before.
Mm-hmm.
Especially when they added the slinger stuff. That shit...
the slinger stuff, the interactive environments.
Well, no, the slinger specifically, because not only is it just, fire the thing and different types to pick up, they made it so technical and intertwined with not just one of the weapons, all of the weapons.
To be fair, that was an Iceborne change they did.
I know, but that's still a lot, just in that in itself.
it was like, okay, this thing is cool. How can we make this better?
But that's also something never done before. So they had to figure out the environment. They had to figure out the walking and pathing for all the AI, the moves that could be done. The AI, Jesus, I have to commend whoever did that AI, because, whew, that is a scary.
You're not just you're making like living, breathing creatures.
Because in World they were, or not World, but the Gen games and any games prior, they were pretty simplistic. They had a certain area when they hit a certain threshold or a certain time or something, they left the area and went to another area. They would fight within that area, and only go to certain areas. World does the same, except they can fight in between areas, and they had to do the pathing and everything for those areas. Not like it's really big. There's a lot to do. It's mind blowing. Chris, where are you right now, by the way?
Who, me?
Yeah, you.
Still doing what I was doing before.
Oh, Jesus. Taking your time.
Grinding away.
Oh, whatever. I'm gonna go to the mart.
Well, it also sucks that Shinx doesn't learn any actual electric moves until I don't even fucking know when.
To be fair, it's not like you're going to be using electric moves anytime soon.
Well, I mean, you can still use them against
It's
the rock types if they don't have the ground attached.
Well, I
the
understand.
only
that Turtwig
rock
is-
type heal face that doesn't have ground attached at this point will be Rorik's
Cranidos.
Cranidos.
Well, I'm gonna go up
Yeah.
here, see if there's anything up here.
Like, I understand that Turtwig is going to be pulling my ass through the rock gym, but I enjoy all of my guys being on a similar level at least.
Yeah, like I said, the Starly's the only one that's lower right now, and that's just, I don't know if I'm gonna keep it or not.
I'm definitely not.
Oh, I already know that Luxray is not going to be one of my end game mons, but it'd be nice to keep it up in the interim.
Yeah, and plus Starly doesn't learn any moves that are helpful against rock types. Until it learns close combat, it ain't helping me.
Come to think of it, sans flying, doesn't grass cover all the shit that electric covers?
What are you talking
Flying?
about? Grass
really-
are you saying grass and electric cover the same things?
No, because really you get an electric type to deal with water and flying.
Yeah, and then grass deals
Grass
with...
grass covers water and then some.
It covers water, rock, ground, fire. Yeah, I mean...
Because the thing is, though, electric will do you fine until you come across a water ground type, in which case your electric type. will
well, the
drop.
thing with electric types is that specific typing is generally more speed
Common.
and special attack.
Yeah.
That's generally what that type is associated with.
In that case, I'm just going to get Turtwig and Absol to level 10 and then just move on.
Jesus. Which sucks for Shinx, because it doesn't have either of those attributes.
Yeah.
I love Shinx, I do, but it...
Yeah, I really like it. It's just...
Oh, I was telling this, and you'll find this interesting, Chris. And this is just how things are going to be, but there's the Pokemon artist in Europe. He makes all the Pokemon and stuff for the games before they release. The designs, the art, and all that. His name's James Turner. Someone made a post the other day. Apparently, like they'll make the Pokemon, get it approved, but they don't get to decide its stats, so they don't get to decide how good it's gonna be in the end. So
Makes sense.
that's why you get like Absol and stuff, like these cool looking Pokemon, and then they just kind of not as good as they could be.
Mm-hmm.
Which again makes sense. Some Pokemon are gonna have to be worse than others. What's going on here? Spectate. Oh. They're going at it.
You watching me?
No.
So let me see, now that I'm training Misfortune, out of 10 attacks, how many of them are going to be critical hits? Just so I can get a feel for rough percentage.
I fear for Chris because he's kind of already got one Pokemon that's pretty much ready to go.
Yeah, Misfortune is a freaking...
We gave you an end level boss right at the beginning of the game.
Because you figure in Gen 3...
more like a mid-game boss.
Because in Gen 3, Absol is good enough for... Ooh, 2 for 2. Absol was good enough for the Elite Four in Gen 3.
Well,
To be fair, how many dark types were
yeah,
there?
there weren't that many. In Gen 3,
I
it was
know
it was
there
pretty
weren't.
bad because
I know there weren't a lot, but you can't say that Absol was terrible.
I could because Dark type was special. And
Oh, yeah.
so Absol was garbage in Gen 3.
I mean, it wasn't that bad, but then again,
Yeah.
there wasn't any... Actually, Absol's special attack isn't that bad.
Well, let me pull it up. I need to see for myself, because from what I remember, her special attack stat's not great.
I remember its physical being higher, and most people.
Its
just stuck
physical
with
is
that.
definitely higher, but I definitely remember.
Yeah,
special
its
attack-
physical is 130, its special is 75, and its speed is 75,
Oh, yeah,
so...
that bad? Oh, wow. I don't
Three.
Yeah, so that's pretty bad. So not only is it going to most likely be outsped by things, its special attack's not going to do much.